Look up. There's a second bright moon beside our own. What if this were real? How would life be different if the Earth had two moons? Thanks to a recent discovery of an asteroid moon shared between two asteroids, scientists think this may not be as far-fetched as you might think. Most of the time it would look like a fairly normal moon. But once every year it would pass close enough to Earth for us to see it. So how does it work? It's unlikely that both moons would share the same orbit. Instead, there would probably be a larger moon in one stable orbit and a smaller so-called mini-moon in another orbit that shares some of the bigger moon's path. This is called an orbital resonance. The smaller moon would have to be at least 4 times closer to Earth than the larger moon to avoid being flung away by our planet's gravity. And the distance between the two moons when they passed Earth would have to be at least 3 times the distance between the Earth and the Sun. So no worries, we wouldn't be incinerated by a rogue moon flying too close to the Sun. Okay, so what would these two moons actually do to our world? Firstly, the combined gravities of two moons would produce extreme super tides twice per year when the 3 bodies line up. We'd experience regular tsunamis and most of the world's coastal cities would be flooded. At the same time, gigantic low tide flats would be exposed, stretching far inland. When the moons are at their farthest points from Earth, we'd get really low tides, and when they are closest, we'd get really high tides. So coastal communities would need to plan their lives around these extreme swings, which would happen every 9 months. The rest of the time, tides would be intermediate, still higher and lower than they are now because of the second moon's influence. We'd also experience more eclipses. Every year there would be roughly 2 total solar eclipses and 2 partial lunar eclipses. Since the two moons would line up perfectly in front of the Sun only about twice a year, their shadows would overlap on the Earth, making those special events even more dramatic. Nights would be brighter because of the reflected light from the second moon. Some stars would be visible during the day, but others would disappear from view altogether. Animals that navigate using the stars, such as certain birds and sea turtles, would become disoriented. Corals spawn in synchronization with the full moon, but with 2 moons, this delicate process could be thrown into chaos. Our own circadian rhythms, which evolved under the influence of the current moon, would probably also need to shift to the new conditions. With 2 moons, our calendars would have to change too. Months would be complicated, maybe even double months with alternating 28 and 30-day cycles. Myths and legends of many cultures tell stories of twin moons, which could inspire new religions or shape existing ones. Some cultures may even invent holidays to celebrate the 2 moons. Artistic expression would probably flourish, with painters, poets and musicians finding endless inspiration in the dual luminaries. In fact, every aspect of human culture would be affected. The second moon would also affect space exploration. It would be a new site for mining, offering lots of resources. Spacecraft could use the second moon as a slingshot to gain speed and reach farther destinations in the solar system. We could also study a dual eclipse more easily since we would know exactly where to observe it from. In the very long term, though, 2 moons might not be stable. Over billions of years, the gravitational tug of the 2 moons could shift the Earth's axial tilt or even destabilize one of them. Eventually, one of the moons could fly too close to the Earth and smash into our planet, causing a mass extinction and ending all life as we know it. But let's not think about that too much. 2 moons would mean spectacular skies, but also powerful forces reshaping our oceans, climate and civilizations. What do you think? Would you like to live in a world with 2 moons? Let me know in the comments below. And thanks for watching. See you next time.